I think the antics surrounding Shedeur really, since he first got in the Cleveland Browns building until now, have been just weird, to be honest. From GMs not wanting to say the name, people not wanting to take ownership for the pick, not wanting to name his as a starter. Like, there's been some level of weirdness, shadiness, pettiness, behind the scenes, whatever going on.
I'm going to say it again and again and again. Kevin Stefanski did not want Shedeur Sanders, didn't even want him in the 5th round. Kevin Stefanski has done everything in his power to keep Shedeur Sanders from succeeding in Cleveland as a 5th round pick against all odds. I don't know what more you could ask of Shedeur Sanders against all odds. You just couldn't stand Shedeur being the hero of the day. So you got what you wanted, Stefanski. You got a big L.
Kevin Stefanski just committed coaching malpractice on national television, and somebody needs to hold him accountable. This isn't about a bad play call anymore. This is about a head coach who actively tried to prevent his Shedeur from succeeding.
Decision makers with the Browns, I think, should be in question. And the entire operation for what they have put together, even going back to a week ago, not allowing your backup quarterback to get any reps with the ones.
Shedeur Sanders just threw for 364 yards and 3 touchdowns against Tennessee. He led the Browns in rushing. He scored a rushing touchdown from 7 yards out. He orchestrated an 80-yard drive in 7 plays that had Cleveland within 2 points of tying the game. The kid was unconscious. He was in the zone. He was carrying this sorry excuse for a football team on his back. And Kevin Stefanski looked at all of that and said, "Nah, I'm good. Let's go Wildcat." Are you serious right now? Your 5th-round rookie just put on a clinic. He just showed the entire NFL that he belongs. He just outplayed Cam Ward, the 1st-round golden boy who was supposed to be the can't-miss prospect. He just proved every single doubter wrong. And in the biggest moment of the game, when everything is on the line, when one play determines whether you tie it up or go home a loser, you bench him. This is insanity. This is organizational dysfunction at its absolute worst. This is
not only that, the accountability clearly isn't there. They clearly don't respect him. And I'm talking about as a man. We're talking about the NFL. Like, these are grown men. These are grown men. You got to be able to look guys in the face, in the eyes, and really believe with conviction what you're saying. I don't think that exists in that locker room.
Ryan Clark didn't mince words. He came out swinging. And you know what? He's absolutely right. When your quarterback just marched you 80 yards down the field like he owns the place, when he's throwing darts, when he's making plays with his legs, when he's doing everything you ask of him, you don't pull him. You ride or die with that kid. You trust him. You empower him. You let him be great. But Kevin Stefanski, he couldn't handle it. He couldn't stomach the idea of Shedeur Sanders being the hero. He couldn't deal with having to stand at that podium and admit that maybe, just maybe, the 5th-round pick that he didn't want is actually the guy. So he sabotaged him, plain and simple. The Wildcat play was a disaster. Quenchon Judkins takes the snap, runs right, forgets he's supposed to pitch it, and the whole thing collapses like a house of cards. Game over, season over, dreams crushed. And Shedeur Sanders has to walk off that field with his head down, knowing he did everything right and his coach still found a way to screw him. That's not football, that's betrayal. And the worst part, this has been going on since day one. The weirdness, the secrecy, the passive-aggressive nonsense, general managers refusing to say his name, front office people acting like he's got the plague, nobody wanting to take credit for drafting him, nobody wanting to start him, even when it was obvious he gave them the best chance to win.
I think the antics surrounding Shedeur really, since he first got in the Cleveland Browns building until now, have been just weird, to be honest. From GMs not wanting to say the name, people not wanting to take ownership for the pick, not wanting to name his as a starter. Like, there's been some level of weirdness, shadiness, pettiness, behind the scenes, whatever going on.
Weakness, think fearfulness, think envy, think a group of mature men who cannot stomach the reality that a 23-year-old is outshining them. This is not the conduct of professional entities. This is not talent cultivation. This is not how victories are forged. You select a quarterback, you bolster him, you nurture his abilities. You furnish him with every chance for triumph. You don't foster a combative atmosphere where he must battle the whole establishment simply for playing time. That's Cleveland's trademark, that's the Browns' method. Inefficiency disguised as procedure. Reflect on the Las Vegas contest. Shedeur's inaugural career start. Initial triumph for a Cleveland Browns quarterback debuting since '99. Do you grasp the sheer absurdity of that? 25 years. A full generation of shortcomings at the pivotal football role, and this young man casually arrives and halts the drought.
I don't know what more you could ask of Shedeur Sanders against all odds. The Cleveland Browns, when I least expected it, allowed 184 rushing yards to the 1-11 Tennessee Titans in Cleveland.
Defensive woes persisted. They surrendered 184 yards rushing to a single-win opponent, one victory. The Titans invaded Cleveland and dominated on the ground. Special teams faltered. The offensive line struggled. Catastrophe reigned supreme. Save for Shedeur, he was exceptional, and Kevin Stefanski's response, a failed Wildcat play untested in drills.
Can practice?
No, we just called it in the game and it didn't work in practice. I don't think you call plays in a game that didn't work in practice.
This is coaching malpractice. This is gross neglect. This should be a fireable offense. You have a play that failed during the week and you decide that's the one you're rolling with when the game is on the line. Not the quarterback who just carved up the defense for 364 yards. Not the kid who's been lights out all game. You go with the Wildcat. Kevin Stefanski can take all the responsibility he wants in that press conference. He can give all the corporate answers about making the calls, but everyone watching knows the truth. This wasn't about winning. This was about ego. This was about control. This was about making sure Shedeur Sanders didn't get the glory. Ryan Clark saw right through it. He demolished his reasoning with simple logic. Your quarterback carried you down the field. He earned the right to be
the lead-in terms of Kevin Stefanski and the way he addressed it. I thought, I give him credit. He took ownership. And I think he took ownership because I think he did not want to name names and throw others under the bus. He did not want to throw Quinshon Judkins under the bus and say, hey, the back should have pitched it. It should have been drawn up this way.
Stefanski took ownership to protect his players, except he didn't protect the one player who mattered most, his quarterback, the kid who just put the team on his back and willed them in position to win. Where was the protection for Shedeur? Let's be brutally honest about what's happening here. Kevin Stefanski is a two-time Coach of the Year who's about to get fired. He knows it. The organization knows it. The entire NFL knows it. This is a dead
stuff going on in Cleveland since Deshaun Watson was traded for. Bottom line is there are people in that organization didn't want him there. Ever since that deal, it's spiraling out of control.
The Deshaun Watson trade destroyed this franchise. It divided the locker room. It divided the front office. It created a toxic environment where nobody trusts anybody. And Stefanski is caught in the middle of it, trying to save his reputation on the way out. So maybe, just maybe, he doesn't want to be remembered as the guy who got shown up by a fifth-round pick. Maybe he doesn't want to answer questions about why Dillon Gabriel couldn't do what Shedeur did. Maybe he's so consumed by his own ego that he'd rather lose than give this kid credit. The Wildcat wasn't about football. It was about spite. It was about making sure that if they lost, it wouldn't be because Shedeur failed. It would be because Stefanski took him off the field. Mission accomplished, coach. Hope it was worth it, because here's what kills Browns fans. Shedeur was cooking in that second half. He was unconscious. The Titans' defense was gassed. One more drive, one more chance, and Cleveland probably wins that game in overtime. Instead, they're 3-11 staring at a top 5 pick. Another wasted season. Another quarterback controversy that shouldn't exist. Because if you have eyes, if you watch that Tennessee game, you know Shedeur Sanders is the answer. He's not perfect. He makes rookie mistakes. But he's shown more heart, more talent, more leadership in 2 starts than most fifth-rounders show in their entire careers. Want to talk about Cam Ward, the golden boy, the first-round pick, Mr. Can't Miss. Shedeur just demolished him. 117 yards for Ward, 364 for Sanders. It wasn't even close. The eye test...
Whatever, but like, was that the time to call that? And maybe something that you guys clearly don't practice enough.
Cam Ward is fine, he's solid. He'll have a nice career, but Shedeur Sanders, he's different, he's special. He's got that thing you can't coach, can't teach, can't manufacture, the it factor, and Cleveland is trying to bury it. This is the tragedy of Browns football. They stumble onto something special, something that could change the entire trajectory of this franchise, and they're actively destroying it. The dysfunction is eating them alive from the inside. Ryan Clark's passion came from a place of frustration that every football fan understands. You watch greatness emerge and you want to see it flourish. You want to see it celebrated. You want to see it empowered. Instead, we're watching it get suffocated by organizational politics and coaching ego. What happens now? Does Dillon Gabriel come back and reclaim the job? Does Shedeur Sanders get benched despite being clearly the better option? Does Stefanski get fired before he can do more damage? Does Jimmy Haslam finally step in and clean house? The Browns are sitting on franchise-altering talent and treating him like radioactive waste. They have a quarterback who just threw for 364 yards in his second career start, and they're looking for ways to keep the ball out of his hands. This is malpractice. This is neglect. This is an embarrassment to professional football. Shedeur Sanders deserves better. Browns fans who have suffered through decades of quarterback purgatory deserve better. The city of Cleveland deserves to see what this kid can really do when he's fully supported and empowered. Instead, wildcat formations, uncomfortable press conferences, passive-aggressive organizational politics disguised as football decisions. Another lost season in a city that's had far too many. The Shedeur Sanders era should be beginning right now. It should be celebrated. It should be the start of something beautiful. Instead, it's being strangled, suffocated, destroyed by people who should know better. By supposed professionals who are letting their egos and insecurities ruin something that could be generational. Kevin Stefanski needs to make a choice. Get behind Shedeur Sanders completely. Give him full control. Let him develop into the quarterback he's clearly capable of becoming. Empower him, support him, believe in him, or get out of the way and let someone else do it. Because this half-measure, passive-aggressive, undermining approach isn't working for anybody. It's killing this kid's development. It's wasting this season. It's destroying what little credibility this organization has left. Ryan Clark said what everyone was thinking. Your quarterback earned the right to finish what he started. He deserved to be on that field. And Stefanski took it away from him. That's unforgivable. The clock is ticking. The season is almost over. And Shedeur Sanders is proving every week that he's the real deal. The question is whether Cleveland will figure it out before it's too late, or they won't.